right, once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that big guy right there is Roy. Roy, you have our topic of the day, but first, everybody like and subscribe. We love the comments. We love it when you guys go back and forth with us. We really want to know your opinions. Roy, what's the topic?
We're talking about the overall fifth pick in the NBA draft, 18-year-old, drafted by the Utah Jazz. His name is Party Pooper Ace Bailey. How do you feel about Ace Bailey? What do you think?
Well, this is just a different era now. We have entered a different era in sports, and everybody thinks they're entitled to everything, no matter where they're getting drafted, how they're getting drafted, the fact that they're getting drafted. So let's just set the scene, right? For those who don't know, Ace Bailey's a young kid who was a highly touted, probably the most highly touted prospect about 2 years ago coming out of high school. He decides he's going to go to Rutgers. Went to the University of Rutgers, had an underwhelming year. Not him, the whole team, him included. Okay? Bad year for Rutgers. And the last couple of years, they had kind of been doing well. Draft day comes up. First thing that happens is the pre-draft workouts. He decides that he told somebody, nobody knows who, but that he was not even going to work out for them.
Right.
Then he said who he wanted to go to, which was the 6th and 7th pick. And when you hear that the 6th and 7th pick was like Charlotte and the Wizards, you're going to even be more confused. That he said he wanted to go to any of those teams. And then what happened?
He got drafted. But let me ask you this. He got drafted by the Jazz. So let's just play a scenario. You hear that this kid's making a face. He don't want to come here. What do you do? What should you do if you were the Utah Jazz?
I think the Utah Jazz did exactly what they should do. I'm going to draft talent. Now, I'm a big kind of like culture guy. I want my guys to bring my culture up. And I don't think he's going to be a culture builder there because of his attitude. But I'm still going to draft him because at the very least, I can trade him away for a lot.
Well, okay. You should have traded him at draft night. That's where you would have got your most. You can't come to me as a GM of Charlotte and go, hey, man, you want to trade? Sure. I like him. I think he's better than my player. But you know what? What do you want? Oh, I want him and a first. Nah. I'm going to keep my first. I'll give you this guy on my bench or something.
Right.
I'm not going to give you my first because you're desperate to get rid of him. Right now, they drafted Walter Clayton Jr. and him. They signed, Walter Clayton projected to make $19 million. How much do you think Bailey's projected to make?
Like 24? More? 30?
Right now it says Bailey's contract is valued at just over $41 million.
Yeah, that's the contract. That's the life of the contract. Yeah,
but still $41 million.
Yeah.
You give it. I would not listen. It's going to hurt your pocketbook. And you know what I'll tell you? Listen, I don't want you now. I'll trade you to the abyss of the NBA. I'll give you to somebody and I'll take somebody. I'll say, listen, your first round next year. Give me a first round next year.
I think one of the biggest problems that Utah has is when was the last time a free agent went to Utah? You know, when was the last time you heard the Utah Jazz pulled some high-powered free agent?
Right, picking that high in a while. Yeah.
No, 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 not picking that high. What I mean is that nobody wants to go to Utah. Why does Miami always get these guys and free agents? They're when they got Jimmy Butler, they weren't a good team. Why in the world would Jimmy Butler want to go down to Miami? It's because he got to live in Miami. Nobody is clamoring to go live in Utah. And I think when that happens, draft a guy. You have to draft a Donovan Mitchell and hope that he can give you a championship. You got to draft, Rudy Gobert and hope that he can give you a championship.
Right.
You got to draft these guys because other than that, I don't know if anybody's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right now, if anything, those two guys you mentioned are all gone and more
Yeah.
keep leaving.
And the news is that Jordan Clarkson, the other guy that they drafted, is a good player. He's going to be gone soon. Uh, was it Atlanta? I can't remember who they said he was going to, but he's going to be traded out of there soon. Uh,
Yeah.
so they're
Skin. Didn't he go to, was it?
or in New York. It might have been the Knicks, actually.
Don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the Knicks, but it doesn't matter. The point is, he's out of Utah, and you got to bring people. You got to draft these kids, and you got to hope that one of these kids loves Utah. And truthfully, let's say Ace Bailey is the truth, right? He grows into the kid that we thought he was going to be, right? There's going to be one thing that Utah will have over everybody else. And the NBA has done this on purpose, and I think it's smart. On his first extension, they are the ones who will be able to give him the biggest extension on how the levels work. Because now there's no like real negotiation in basketball. You know what you're going to get. You either want to give it to him or don't want to give it to him. So they'll be able to say, if we give you this, will you stay? The max. And then they'll have a chance to get him, to keep him. Here's the only problem. Nobody's loyal these days. All these guys are Kevin Duranting everywhere. Yeah, they take your money, they take your contract for 2 years, and then they go, you know what? Trade me. And then you got to trade him, and now you're in the same spot. I get it. You get assets back, you get trade capital back, blah, blah, blah. But what you wanted to do was win, and now it's harder to do that. So I think Utah was in a bad spot. Now, they do have Danny Ainge working for them, which I think is smart. Danny Ainge has made a lot of great moves. When he was with Phoenix, he made great moves. When he was with Boston, he made great moves. And let's see if this works out. And this is just another great move from Danny Ainge.
Listen, my biggest problem, like everything, is I think they made a big mistake paying kids in college. That started it all. Now these kids go, hey, oh, you want me to come here? You pay me. Oh, you want me to come here in the NBA? You got to pay me. It's no longer about, hey, I want to make it to the NBA. Everybody thinks they deserve something they didn't earn. They barely stayed in college, some of these kids.
Right. They're one and done, yeah.
So again, I think it's a bad precedent. They should do something where you don't want to pay, you don't want to play? Okay. I don't want to pay you. But you know what? I earn you. I own you. So you can't even play. You went to the NBA. So that means you can't go back to college. And I own you and I don't have to pay you. But I own your rights. That's what they should do. It should be like, okay, I don't gotta pay you. I don't gotta sign you. But they can't do that and just hold him hostage. But I would say you should be able to, I own you. And it should be 2 years, 3 years, or whatever that they own him for. And pay him the minimum. Here's the minimum, the contract.
I understand what you're saying. The only thing I can say is there are teams that have guys who are bare for a couple of years, but those are not the top guys usually, right? But those guys, you talked to them, you recruited them, and you knew what these kids were about. None of these guys go into this with their eyes closed.
Yeah, that's true.
Utah, we can say whatever we think about the choice they made, getting Ace Bailey. They went into it eyes wide open, right? No matter what happens from here to whenever he leaves Utah or stays or becomes a star or whatever. They went into this eyes wide open, understanding there's no confusion about what this kid's about, is there?
I don't think there is any. Definitely, I tell you the truth, I knew he was a good player, but I didn't know anything about his character.
Yeah, I mean, Shaq has a program that he's bringing back Reebok's sneakers, right? In that program, he was looking for new people to go. And one of the guys he's trying to recruit is Ace Bailey, right? All right. So there's a tournament, and he sends somebody to go watch Ace at this tournament. Ace is saying he's going to be there to play. Ace never shows up. So they don't ever get to see him. Right? When they find out, they're like, why the heck did this kid was just a no-show? Oh, the tournament was sponsored by or it was either Reebok or Adidas, and his high school was sponsored by Jordan, and he didn't want to play in a tournament that was sponsored by Adidas. You're in high school. This is a showcase to show you off. And now you're making demands like this already? Before Shaq and Reebok could even really have a conversation with them, he signed with Jordan Brand already. That was in high school. So you can almost see what this kid's about. He's about clout. And he's about chasing his brand. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
So, but he's also 18, right? So when 2 years from now, when he's 20, he's been in the league 2 years, he's got himself a Mormon wife, and you know what I mean? 3 Mormon kids running around. We're all going to be like, remember when Ace Bailey did this at the draft? You know what I mean? Because we're going to have to give the kid an allowance to grow, right? Because my son is 18, and when he makes decisions, yes, it's about how I raised him, but it's also about my influence on him. So we don't know who's influencing him in the background. I don't think that he made the decision not to go to work out for any team by himself. There was people guiding him and going, "Oh, you don't want to go over there, so don't even participate in that." You know what I mean?
So you think people were chiming in his ear saying, "Oh, Utah."
Of course, man. There was a agent somewhere, and all that agent could think of was, man, the marketing opportunities in Utah for Ace not going to be that good. But DC, I think I could work with marketing opportunities in DC. It's close to New York. You know, he can take the train up, fly up real quick, come back. That's what these guys are thinking of because they get paid off of him.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe it was his parents. You know, his parents are like, we're moving wherever you're moving, and we don't want to live in Utah,
Right.
you know? And this ain't a new phenomenon. There's been plenty of players. Kobe did it. Kobe didn't want to play for Charlotte. They traded him on draft night. They drafted him and they traded him on draft night because he said, I'm not playing for Charlotte. He got to the Lakers. Eli did it. You know, heck, our guy, Jim Kelly, did not want to come to Buffalo, right? Instead of coming to Buffalo, he went and played in a whole different league. When that league folded, that's when he came to Buffalo. And I think that he was playing in that league for like 3 or 4 years. So, and now look at Jim Kelly. He's the golden child in Buffalo and never has to buy a drink ever again in Buffalo if he wants to. You know what I mean?
And I get that. My thing is, listen, you don't want to play. I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to trade you, or you don't play at all.
Yeah.
This is a privilege to make the money you're going to make. No one else does this. I can't remember which player I was listening to. He was thanking his mother, and he was talking about how, talking about lights, no lights, and this, and how hard things were. You hear those type of stories. And when I hear this kid going, I don't want to play, you haven't done nothing yet. You may not even be good when you get there just because you're a first round, fifth pick. You may not even be anything. You should, listen, I get it. You may not like it, but you go, you know what? I'm in the NBA. I will be playing. You know what? You didn't draft me, or I got drafted to a team. Who else does he have on that team to be the stars? He could be the next star on that team.
I mean, he's not going to have a choice right now. And let me tell you something. I know that a lot of people were like, "Wow, Utah made this choice." I'm going to go ahead and bet that Utah has heard this before.
Oh yeah, probably by other players in the league, probably,
or other draft picks that maybe didn't say publicly. But the agent got on the phone and be like, man, don't draft him. He does not want to come to Utah. And then maybe they passed on somebody. You know what I mean? So I think franchise-wise, right? I think you got to go always do what's best for the franchise. And NBA is one of those sports that you need talent. It's not,
you pick always on the board, not always what fits your team, but the best talent on the that's always NBA. It's always maybe you go, ooh, I need a point guard, but football you pick it. Oh, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Baseball, you could say I need 4 pitchers, I need this, I need this. You're gonna get it. You just work it. They work their way up. Basketball is always the best player on the board at that time.
Yeah, you're right, and it's because one basketball player can make a huge impact.
The change.
Yeah. I mean, how many years have Detroit been toiling away? And finally, Cade Cunningham becomes a good player. I'm not going to anoint him anything yet, but because I need to see him do it for a couple of years. But look at that. They get into playoffs. Indiana. I mean, Indiana's been working at it. They haven't been standing still. They've had several good players go through Indiana. Paul George and Danny Granger and Roy Hibbert and a ton of guys that they drafted and were solid NBA players. They just couldn't get over the hump. Now Tyrese Halliburton gets there, and I mean, look at them. They explode. So sometimes you just got to take a chance on these guys and hope to win them over,
Let's see. My hope is that he plays, he does good, and he goes, man, that was dumb of me. But I got a feeling this is not the end of the Ace Bailey conversation.
Unfortunately, I'm going to agree with you. Only thing I can tell, if you had one advice for him right now, right? What would you say to the young man? So this is Roy's advice to Ace Bailey. And now I know that you're feeling a certain way towards him, but if you're trying to guide the young man, and I don't care what aspect, what would you say?
I would say look at this as a phone charger. Look at yourself. Plug yourself into the system. Charge yourself up. Keep
Okay.
your contract limited so when you get off the charger, you could write your ticket to wherever you want.
Okay. You know
But
what I would?
this needs
Yeah.
to, you need to make it. You need to go, I'm shooting 20 something points. Where they're going like this, cash, 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 cash. Listen, Steph, in about 3 years, LeBron is gone. Steph is gone. Harding is gone. Man, a lot of these guys are probably gone.
Durant. Yeah.
Nah, maybe not Durant. Durant's close. It's probably close. But the oligarchy of the old ways are gone. Then you have the new crop that are coming up. He has a chance because they're not all to the rise yet, but
Right.
they're probably 2 years away that he could slide in, be that Bencaro, Wimby, you know what I mean? All Gilchrist, all these guys. He's the new, and now when he goes, listen, let's sign you now. No, I don't want to sign. I'm gonna go into the free agent market. Oh, here's $100 million for what? No. You know
Right.
why? Because he showed himself to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, somewhere around there and go, I'm out. Who
Yeah.
wants me? I want to go play in LA. I want to go play in Miami. I want to go play whatever.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
then the world's yours.
that's what I would tell him. Listen, you're gonna make money,
Yeah.
but don't worry about the now. Worry about the future. All these teams are signing their players. All of them are signing their players. Listen, they're going to try to sign you. If you love it at that time, you sign an extension. If you don't, you don't have to.
Right.
Go into the free market. Listen, LeBron, he could have went into the free market. He's not dumb. He signed the $56 million dollar contract. He took it up. Harding could have went out there. Nope. He said, I'm sticking in. Why? These guys are not dumb.
Right.
They know their money is drying up.
That's right.
So they're taking what they can get. He has an opportunity. His cycle's only going to go up. He's real young.
We hope.
Yeah, if he does and everybody's saying the kid got potential. That would be my advice. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, mine is twofold. Sometimes you're in the right place for you, right?
Yeah.
Because think about this. Whoever got drafted to LA with the taxes in Los Angeles and the housing costs in Los Angeles, there are going to be dentists making more money than that person who just got drafted to LA. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to Utah. The housing market, you're going to be able to buy a house with land and it.
John, you just because you play there don't even mean you have to live there.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that your money's going to stretch in Utah. That's one thing, right? Number two, when you're really talented, right, and young, sometimes you need a place that will help you protect yourself from the biggest enemy you got. You.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Good point.
You think that Ja Morant would be in the stupid, silly mess that he's in if he was in Utah as opposed to Memphis?
And think about the silly mess he's in Memphis. Imagine if this guy was in Miami or LA.
Yeah, bro, but Memphis is a rough city.
No, Memphis is horrible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So My point is, you're gonna you can guard yourself from these outside problems. Not saying that there's not problems in Utah. There's problems everywhere.
Yeah,
If you want a problem, there's a problem.
that is true.
But the potential that you can have an easy life that makes and that you can be not be in any trouble, which makes you better for marketing purposes and better for whatever it is you want to do.
I agree.
You know, as the young man. I mean, sometimes it's just better to go to a place that is not as big. You know, you know what the best kind of spending time in Miami is? When you fly in, party, and fly the heck out.
Yeah,
That's what you want to do.
it's true.
You stay too long, that's how you end up with how many baby mamas does Tyreek Hill have? How many times have we seen Tyreek Hill just with cops? I'm not even going to say, oh, charged or anything, just with cops.
Yeah,
That's too many. One, two times, three times, that's way too many times for me.
yeah,
You know? So that's what I would say to the young man. Take this opportunity to go to a city that's going to allow you to grow at your own pace, because there's no expectations in Utah,
none.
right?
I don't even know the expectations to win.
They just want to grow. They want to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, and tell you the truth, if I was going there knowing Danny Ainge is there, that gives me some confidence that, listen, he's going to put a winning team together. He's going to work hard to get that done. I just gotta do my part. Do my
Yeah,
part.
Roy, but you're saying that to me, and I would agree with you, right? But he's 18 years old. My son wouldn't know who Danny Ainge is. So it's the people who are advising him that have to tell him that.
I get it.
You know what I mean? They have to tell him, no, you don't understand. This guy can build a team, a winner. This guy, you show him the talent you got, and
Right.
he's going to go, okay, I got the perfect guy to bring over. Boop, boop, boop. And let's make this work, you know? And so I hope the young man, I hope him well.
Yeah.
You stumble out of the blocks there in this race of the NBA, and let's see you pick up your feet and catch your stride, because the worst thing in the world is wasted talent,
True.
and it's also the easiest thing in the world to
Two
waste the
ways.
talent.
True.
So
All right, John. What do we tell people that we want them to talk about every day, all the time, every hour?
talk to a.
Stranger about sports today.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you.